Take a seat here. This is our very special guest here, Noah Tobin. Noah, why don't you introduce yourself, major, year, all that fun stuff.
I'm Noah Tobin, as Josh said, and I'm a sophomore at Wilmington College, and my major is sport management and a minor in coaching.
And no one cares about that. Those who are die-hard members of this channel will remember that I used to do interviews with other runners on my team, and Noah was next in line a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Before I stopped doing the videos, so I only felt that it was fair to start these back up in our new environment. Clear the room here. Who's a better runner between you and me? There's only one right answer.
I have to go with you.
That's a lie. that is a lie.
All right.
Yes.
Time-wise, I would say myself, not trying to be self-conceited or anything like that.
He is the much better runner. He kicked my butt in the 1500 this weekend.
But I will say, off of that, Josh has been an inspiration for young guys on our team, and especially this summer, I want to be a part of the 100-mile club, 100 miles in a weekend. So he's one of the earliest guys to start that. So I look up to him in a lot of ways, especially with mileage and just training and grit. So I take after him in a lot of ways in some sorts.
Yeah, thank you. Absolutely. So we're going to go to the most important question that often divides the running community. Well, two of them. Half tights or running shorts? The weather's not weather doesn't matter. Same weather conditions. Which ones are you picking?
So I feel like I'm kind of a midi guy in that sense, because if you see me on workout days, I'm always wearing half tights. But mileage days, long runs and stuff, I usually wear short shorts.
Sure.
But I would have to go with, if I had a choice and I didn't have any other factors and it was just what I like and I want to like, it would be short shorts. I'd have to say that.
All right. And then you raw dog in your spikes, or do you wear socks?
I wish I could raw dog in my spikes, but I'm weak.
I converted here. I switched to barefoot and spikes.
I commend you for that. I saw you put them on yesterday in the 1500. I was like,
yeah.
Wow. And George did that in indoor 5K.
My first race doing that was actually my PR for 800 indoor in the victories. I went barefoot. I don't think it had anything to do with it, but it does feel a lot better. You go through less socks, which is huge. Going through less socks. Yeah.
My answer would be socks and spikes. That would be my answer.
Okay. Do you like long sleeve t-shirts with a t-shirt over it, or do you like a jacket?
I'd probably have to say long sleeve shirt with t-shirt over it, because it feels better.
It looks cooler. It 100% looks cooler.
I honestly started doing that because of Tin Man.
I started doing it because Tyler Parks would do it a lot, and I was like, man, that's actually a good look. And then it actually was pretty warm when you do that.
It's a good look, and then it's not too thick to the point where it's a sweatshirt, but it's just like thick enough that
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go back to some kind of more important stuff. I'm gonna spitball it. I'm gonna pretend like I don't know you. Would you say that there is a certain historical running figure that you kind of inspired by or kind of relate to?
From day one, honestly, 7th grade year, middle school, Steve Prefontaine.
Don't look at the duck. Look at the duck. Steve Prefontaine. What attracts you to him?
He's got confidence. His race style. I mean, the man is a legend.
Yeah, absolutely.
He raced with guts, and I love his quote. You know, like, if anybody's gonna beat me, they're gonna have to bleed to do it, and stuff like that. And you know, he talks about I'm gonna make it so that in the last mile, it's gonna be a pure guts race. I mean, I jokingly said that to you before the 1500. I didn't even get through the whole quote, and he already knew. He just started laughing. Josh started laughing, and you know me so well at that point, but.
Yeah, you take after him a lot, especially with racing. When you make your move, it's confident. And I think one of those biggest displays was probably at indoor conference this year, an event that no one probably saw you running, which was a mile. So what was kind of like going into that? You ran a mile at Wittenberg, which was a hassle because you weren't going to run it, you weren't going to run it leading up to it. Describe how like that mile at Wittenberg, kind of like how PR that was, the conference game, and then going into conference, where you won your heat in the mile, making a very strong move about halfway through and just running away with it. So kind of walk us through that.
So, and I could see it in my teammates' eyes, the first half of that race, because I'm not even joking, the first half of the race, I was in last place. I was fighting to stay on the back half of the pack. And to most people that just saw my form and everything, they thought, wow, why is he running this? Like, he doesn't belong here. And I had so much emotion from it, because the day before I went 15:22 in the 5K, had a pretty amazing race. And, you know, everybody's thinking like, why is this kid running this race? He's literally in last. There's 4 laps left. He's in last place. My best friend, you know, my best friend, Simon Hayes, is looking at me, and he's saying to me, and along with other teammates, just get through it. People say that, it's when they think that you're dead. It's when they think that you're out of the race. Basically, at that chance is when you know
just finish the race, cross the line, chalk it up, good day, throw it out.
Yeah, pretty much what everybody thought. So that just sparked in me. I was inflamed. I was pissed off.
Just like MJ took it personal.
I did. I took it personally, and I love my teammates. There was nothing against them, because if I was them, I'd think the same thing. And so I found that gear, and coming into 3 laps to go, I went on the straightaway, the home stretch. I went from last place to first place in one single move in 50 meters. Everybody's eyes lit up. Everybody's going absolute berserk. Everybody's going insane. They cannot believe it. And to be honest, I couldn't believe it myself, because I went to make a hard move, and I swung off the outside, swung off the curve, and I swung out. And I was like, I'm gonna make a run to try to get into third, because I still didn't want to lead the race. But I was like, no. I felt it. I went with it, and I just cut right to the front. And like you said, I didn't look back. I took it, and then coming into the next lap, and I honestly thought I was gonna get caught. But going into that last lap, I was still leading, and this ONU kid goes right in front of me. And I'm thinking, this is lost. I'm like, this is not good. I'm not gonna do it. I said, this is it. I used it all. But I saw my teammates. They were cheering out for me, and I swung around that corner again, the same place I made my move the first time. And I swung around, and I just kept digging. And I went for it, and I put a second between me and the second place guy. And I ended up actually getting a PR, which is crazy. I ran a second PR. I ran 4:31.94, and I won my heat.
What are your PRs right now? 15:07 for 5K, 30 for 10K.
10K, it's as of right now. I haven't raced it since my freshman year, but 32:17.
32:17 is a freshman in 10K.
And then my 8K PR in cross this past year was 26:17.
With an all-OAC finish.
Yeah, I finished.
Controversial
second team all-OAC finish.
And then good mile right now, 4:31 outdoor. We ran pretty rough conditions, and technically 4:16, right?
4:16.
You're probably in the shape to be threatening sub 4:10.
Yeah, I would think so. That's what I wanted to be, but you know, sometimes it happens.
So what's next this weekend? A 15:07 5K guy. Obviously, you're gonna want to take a shot here at a sub 15 5K, right? So what's the idea here?
So up next is the Tiffin Big Meet, and we're going back to the Berg. And
shout out Bird Boys if you're
yes,
watching this.
We love our Bird Boys, Moe Bird Tech, and the 15:07 5K that I ran was a solo effort with George Rickett by my side. We both went. I went 15:07.58, and George went 15:07.68.
Kind of, I mean, coming from a 16:42 kid to in less than almost 2 years talking about breaking 15. What's that? Kind of like, wow, or what's kind of going through your mind? Like, seriously, a good shot at breaking 15 with good conditions.
It's honestly I'm very grateful. I'm very fortunate to be in the position I am right now. I have stayed true to what I've been taught so far in my time here, and that's to grind and trust my training and trust my coach. I mean, I've been implemented in my mind since I was a freshman here. Just a year ago, you know, listen to Ron, listen to coach, listen to coach. 25 years here of coaching great athletes. So I'm very grateful, and I was supposed to run the 10K, but we're gonna give it a shot. I mean, I think me and George are on a crazy place right now where we never would have thought. At least I never would have thought I'd be this fast this soon.
Yeah. I want to give us a concise favorite memory or story right now from your 2 years, or kind of 2-ish years, not full 2 years yet, at Wilmington. Put you on the spot.
Favorite memory, like racing memory?
Could be racing memory, goofy workout memory, or something. Just whatever, something just pops in your head when I think this story from my first 2 years I'm going to remember.
A similar reoccurring theme from there's a basketball guy that was quoted, you know, about team dinners. I honestly, there's not a moment, but those are the best things. Like, team dinners goes hand in hand with the after a long run morning Kaba House breakfast.
Yeah.
It feels like a family. We sit down, we pull together like 5 different tables. We sit down like it's the last meal.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, there's something after a hard effort that, like, people you went through with, it's just like, there's a connection there. I mean, I think Carmen, YouTuber, great runner, who hopefully one day we can do some sort of, you know, collab, even though I have no following and you do have a following. But we got to do a run with him and a couple of guys from Earlham, like Ian and Alex, and I mean, we just got to have fun with them. And there's some sort of connection that all runners have, and there's just a connection there. As soon as you're like, oh, you ran in college? Yeah. Because there's something about, you just immediately know that person went through the rough workouts, the rough days, the tough trying to figure out your classes and getting a lifestyle in there and all that stuff, and you really know, like, hey, you know, and those moments after those types of runs and workouts, those are the stuff that's ingrained in your mind.
No matter what I do as a distance runner, I will still always remember the tough times when nobody's watching.
Yeah.
I love the glory. Everybody loves the glory. But what I try to do and what I try to get better at throughout my small collegiate career so far is honestly giving glory to God. So that's one thing I've always done, or I'm starting to always do, is just whenever I have a race, you know, I slip in there, you know, I'll glory to God. Because to be honest, you know, without him, I want to be where I am today.
So wrapping up here, what's your message to the 35 subscribers You know, making it big up here. Shout out. What's your message to them? Anything about it, anything, literally anything. Could be, you could just look at the camera and say, I will find you, and then just walk out of the room. This is your last message. You just walk out. You see, I'm not even shaking your hand. You just have to leave. What are you gonna say to her?
I would say, if you're somebody that's just going into college and you're a 1640, even 1740 guy, and you got that mindset of do you want to bust, or just if somebody would just take a chance on me, I give it my all. Keep that energy up and keep grinding and trust the process, and always bet on yourself, because it's gonna pay off, and it will.
Alright, get out. Next time on one Fern in between. I don't know who's gonna be or what's gonna be, but I'm gonna need something stronger to drink for this one. Schedule with class. You pick up the phone real quick?
I'm getting phone people.
What's up? That's gonna get cut. That's gonna get cut. 100%. Or not. Or not. Aiden, you're not in this conversation, sir. We're trying to run a business. You need to leave. I'm sorry. Okay, that's
The cameraman's
cut that.
on.
Cut!
Oh my gosh.
So anyway, all right. Yes, the better runner.
That's when I fell in love with running the first time. I fell in love with running many times, and I think a lot of us guys would say that we have spurts. Yeah, ups and downs. There's when you hate running. Yes, when you hate running, when you love running, when you relearn it, and then your love kind of develops. But
Just like life.
circle of life. I don't know if there's one. I'm just
Gage
kidding.
Clemens? I mean,
Maybe I get told I look like him a lot, and there's some resemblance there.
So anyway, he just passed me his chicken. So, what's your favorite memory? That's getting cut out or put in the bloopers. We'll see what happens here. What's your favorite memory?